Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 4 in the NFL right now. We are talking with Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com, who's done a ton of videos with us over the years, proven himself mostly with his analysis, but of course with his record as well. 56% in the NFL last year with us, and this year absolutely killing it. Probably not sustainable, but the way it's going right now, he's cruising to over 60% in our videos. Joe Duffy, thanks for being back with us.
Yeah, I've heard it's not sustainable quite a few times over the 26 years. I'm not saying career-wise I have that record, but no, we've had a lot more winning streaks than losing streaks.
I mean, come on, 14-5 against the spread is your record in our videos over the past 2 weeks. Not even your best bets, just games that I asked you to take. That's not sustainable, right?
Yeah, and we know how to slightly adjust in handicapping because the markets are over-adjusting and we're weighing that a lot more than we were early in the year. So no, that exact rate, no, I'm not going to hit. That's what, 73% or something like that? No, I'm not going to hit 73% for the entire year, but we're going to win money.
And you are going to give us awesome analysis in every video that we do with you, and that's the most important part. Before we get to your thoughts on Detroit Jets, give a quick plug for OffshoreInsiders.com. Tell us what that site's all about.
You know, on our premium picks, we give you always the intel. We tell you exactly why we love a game, and you're going to be pretty impressed with the intel that we have. You're going to know you're betting the right side, and more times than not, it's going to win. 27 years of winning going back to the Score Phone days at OffshoreInsiders.com.
All right, Joe. Well, the Jets are 1.5 or 2-point home underdog here, and that's been bet up from Pick'em. The Jets, of course, got beat bad by the Bears on Monday Night Football. Detroit beat Green Bay at home in a maybe surprisingly low-scoring game. And, you know, look, Detroit has a tough front four that likes to dominate the line of scrimmage every game. Jets have a pretty vulnerable secondary that was exploited by Cutler and the Bears, and Detroit has the same kind of power in their passing game if they can do it here. You know, Detroit's far from a perfect team, but at this short line, it feels like a trappy public play, and I wouldn't at all be surprised if it turns out that the Jets, you know, that I talked to Brent from BetDSI, and he tells me that we actually did take sharp action on the Jets +2. That's exactly the kind of bet that he takes sharp action on many weeks, but I'm thinking Detroit -1.5 is probably the side of the value. Do you agree with that?
No. The Jets are definitely the sharp play.
Okay, good.
Remember a term that people have been watching the videos here, and in fact buying my picks, they've heard me use for years, is predictably unpredictable. And we've assigned that to the Detroit Lions many times. Now, granted, the former coach Jim Schwartz, who I don't think was a very good coach, he had a little bit to do with that. But, you know, Matt Stafford, as I said, 1 week he can look like a Hall of Famer. Another week he can look like Ryan Leaf. And is it any surprise this year, Detroit 21-point win followed by a 17-point loss, followed by a 12-point win, as you said, against a heck of a team. So the history, not just this year, not just that 3 games, but ever since Matt Stafford's been their quarterback, you see that often. A great game followed by a terrible game. Well, they are, quote-unquote, due to have a bad game, but that's the way that Detroit does. They look great 1 week, and then they come back against a so-so opponent the next week, and they come out flat. The home team, not surprisingly, is 3-0 straight up in the Lions games. Now, I am a little bit concerned with the Jets' injuries. The Jets are a little bit banged up with Decker, Muhammad Wilson, Dean Miller, Nick Mangold, the center, who's the most important player on the offensive line. These guys are banged up, although it does look like Mangold will be back. Wilkerson probably should be. So the Jets' injuries are of a concern. And we talk about Detroit. Look, because sometimes dome teams are completely different inside and outside of a dome, but Geno Smith, the 2 years he's been in the league, or the 1 year and 3 games, his splits are ridiculous as far as home road. Last year, quarterback rating 73.5 at home, 59.3 on the road. It's continuing this year, 89.2 at home, 64.1 on the road. The Jets, says the tiny home dog, will win the game outright.
All right, well, 2 is a widely available number right now, so you're going to go with the Jets +2 as your recommended play here, and it at the same time, it scares me, and it also feels like something that Brent would tell me is going to be a sharp side this week, so that means it probably is, but I don't have the balls to bet it. But I trust you, Joe Duffy from OffshoreInsiders.com. Thanks so much.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.